You know, buying a shirt online, easy, no big deal. But a whole vehicle, an e-bike, that that's a pretty big leap of faith, right? Today, we're going to dig into how one brand is working to make that leap feel less like a gamble and more like a really smart move. Let's jump in. I think we can all agree the future of getting around our cities is electric. And a huge part of that future is happening on two wheels. E-bikes aren't just some passing trend. They're a genuinely smarter, greener, and honestly a much more fun way to get around, whether you're heading to work or just exploring on a weekend. And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? You're looking to buy a vehicle, something you're going to depend on, but you can't see it in person, you can't touch it, you can't take it for a test spin. That feeling of uncertainty, that's the biggest hurdle for almost everyone. So how does a company get you past that? Okay, so let's get into it. One brand in India that has decided to tackle this whole online trust problem head-on is Voltebyk. They've literally built their entire business around making you feel confident about buying an e-bike from your couch. So how exactly do they build that confidence? Well, it really boils down to three main things. Three pillars of trust, if you will. First, the bike itself has to be fantastic. Second, the entire experience of being a customer needs to be amazing. And third, you need to see real proof that other people trust them. Let's break each one down. So, let's start with the most important thing, the bike, the actual product. Because, let's be honest, if the bike isn't any good, then nothing else really matters, does it? So what's the deal with the hardware? Now take a look at this. What I love about this quote from Voltebyk is that he hits on the absolute fundamentals. He's talking about a robust frame and reliable battery performance. That's the heart and soul of the bike. It shows they're focused on rock-solid engineering, not just flashy bells and whistles. And then you get this, which is kind of the other side of that same coin. It's not just about being tough. The experience of riding it has to be great too. Somesh Sengupta here is talking about mind-blowing design, a smooth riding experience, and how comfortable it feels. This tells you the bike isn't just a tool. It's designed to be a genuine pleasure to ride. Okay, practical question time. A question anyone in India has to ask. The bike looks great, it feels great, but what happens when the monsoon hits? Can you actually ride this thing in the rain? For a daily commuter, this is a total make-or-break issue. And here is the clear, direct answer. Yes. But what's really great is how they answer it. They don't just say, yep, it's fine. They give you practical, honest advice. Hey, just make sure to dry the battery housing and terminals after a wet ride. That kind of transparency is exactly what builds real confidence. All right, so the product is solid. We've established that. But a great bike is only half the story, you know? What happens after you've clicked that buy button? That brings us to our second pillar, the whole customer experience. Just take a second to look at this list. This isn't a feature list for a bicycle. It's a feature list for peace of mind. Every single one of these items is a direct answer to a what-if question a customer might have. What if I need help? Live support. How can I pay? EMI and pay on delivery. What if something breaks? They've got spares. This is all designed to remove worry from the equation. But, okay, promises are one thing. Do they actually deliver? Well, this testimonial from Padavati Devakumar is... wow. I mean, listen to this. 6 months after he bought the bike, the company restored it to like-new condition for free. That's not just good service. That's an incredible long-term commitment to their customers. A single story like this is worth 1,000 ads. So we've got a quality product and what sounds like amazing support. But how do we know these aren't just isolated, lucky cases? That brings us to our final pillar, widespread proven trust. And for this, the proof is in the numbers. Let's just start with this number. Over 25,000. That's not a handful of early adopters. That is a massive community of riders all across India who took that same leap of faith you might be thinking about. That is some powerful social proof. And those 25,000 plus customers, they are overwhelmingly happy. An average rating of 4.8 out of 5 is ridiculously high for any product, let alone a complex vehicle that people are buying sight unseen. This single data point tells you so much about their consistency. So, behind that 4.8 rating are thousands of individual stories from real people. Let's just dive into a few more to see the different kinds of riders that are connecting with this brand. First up, the value angle. Ramasetti Mahesh says it's perfect for students and people watching their budget. This is so key because it shows that the robust quality we talked about doesn't come with a crazy high price tag. It's about making quality affordable.
Then you have someone like VJ, who's all about the style and durability. He mentions the design draws attention everywhere, so it's not just appealing to the practical-minded buyer, but also to someone who wants a bike with some real presence and style.
And finally, you get this simple, powerful endorsement. Best electric bicycle brand. When you see customers just coming out and saying that directly, you know a company is doing a lot of things right. Okay, so let's pull all of this together. We've looked at the bike, we've looked at the support system, and we've looked at the social proof. What does this all add up to? Well, this is what you could call the Voltebyk advantage. It's the answer to that big initial fear about buying online. You have proven product excellence. You have that comprehensive customer support that has your back long term. And you have the verified trust of a huge community. Together, these three pillars work to replace that scary uncertainty with genuine confidence.
Which brings us to the final question, really. When you can combine a product that people truly love, a company that actually stands behind it, and a massive community of happy customers all saying, yes, this was a great choice, does that remove the risk? Does it make an electric future not just seem possible, but like an easy choice to make? It's definitely something to think about.